All right, guys. I'm looking for your opinion this morning. I'm only going to be here about 90 minutes. So I'm meeting my friend at the beach this afternoon, my good friend Chris, who I've not seen for a while since he and his wife had a child. So I want to ask this question. Where do you see the world in 2 years? Because since 2020, a lot has happened in 2 years. A lot can happen in 2 years. Today is the 2-year anniversary of coronavirus being declared a global pandemic. It got declared March the 11th, 2020. It's now March the 11th, 2022. So that was 48 months ago. That 48 again. Illuminati gets you 48, propaganda gets you 48 in Gematria. So what I did, I was like, okay, so from 2020 to 2024, from March the 11th, 2020 to March the 11th, 2024, I did the months in my head. I did 24 times 4, and it gives you 96, which is the age I think Elizabeth's going to die. Hey, Spider. Hey, Ken. So I was like, okay, so 4 years is 96 months. So what the hell is going to go down in 2024? And then it hit me. I was like, wait, didn't Russia attack the Ukraine on 2/24, February the 24th? So it's like, when's this going to end? There's still people wearing masks to this day, still, after 2 years, still wearing them. When will that end for those people? The day they die? When will they stop doing that? I don't know. Can we help them? Can we help wake people up? Or does everybody have a path and a script that they follow? And you can be slightly influenced, but at the end of the day, there's not much you can do to wake another person up, and it's all organic. Nobody helped to wake me up, as we call it. Nobody did. It just happened. So when I'm seeing people walking around in masks, people completely trapped inside this matrix, can they be helped, or do they have to help themselves? So is it a combination? I really don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, because my main goal in all of this is to help my fellow man. That is my biggest goal. And I'm up all night thinking, how can I do it? Okay, I've got Gematria, I've got YouTube, I've got this knowledge, I can share this knowledge, I can make people laugh, I can motivate them. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to the person, how much they want to change. Because if a person doesn't want to change, they're not going to change, however much you influence them and inspire them. I've learned that, or I'm learning that. So I thought today's a big day, with it being the 2-year anniversary of coronavirus being declared a pandemic. So as usual, I did the span from Pope Francis's recent birthday. You're not going to believe this, guys. From Pope Francis's recent birthday, which is December the 17th, 2021, Saturnalia, guys. I was born on Saturnalia. His birthday was 2 months and 22 days ago. Can you believe this? 222. Order out of chaos. We're in 2022. Why does everything revolve around him? The Pope. Why? Why him? Who is this person? We know he's a Jesuit Pope, so they tell us. And I've been researching the Jesuits, and from what I've read about them, historically, they didn't want the high-powered position as the Pope. They wanted to stay away from that. So this Francis guy is either a fraud. Well, he is a fraud for sure. Or Satan's chosen him, or something. Like, why him? Why is this guy connected to everything? To coronavirus, to the war, to every professional sports game, it seems. Why him? Who is this person? And will he be the last pope? Which I believe he will be. Will he be the last pope? And if he is the last pope, what does that mean for the world? Is that a good thing? We get rid of the Catholic Church, which is horrific in my opinion. People who believe in God and Jesus and the Catholics, no. I'm not saying that the Catholic Church in general is a disgrace historically, and to the current day, it's still a disgrace. So just questioning why him, why Tom Brady, why Kobe, why these people that I always talk about for 2 years and how they're all synced up, why? Who chose them? The creator? The AI system that could be running this world? Somebody told me yesterday, again, it's all speculation, but as a good friend told me, they say, if you ask stupid questions, you get stupid answers. But if you ask creative questions, you can get creative answers. So you can look at it from that perspective. So I'm just thinking in my head how this is all going down. Who's in charge of this realm? Like I said, somebody told me that this realm that we're living in, this reality, is a virtual reality of the real world. Imagine how much that makes your head spin. We are living in a virtual reality that's a replica of a real world that's somewhere else. Somebody else told me we got sent here purely for a spiritual journey. That is it. To allow our spirits to grow, and you're going to get tested and challenged. I hope that is the case, because I think I'd be one of the top of the class if that's the case, if this is a spiritual journey. I'm going through it. I always tell people the most sacred things in life are the things you cannot see with the naked eye, like the soul and the spirit and consciousness. You can't see those things. And so many of us in this reality don't believe in anything they can't see. That's why they always ask for evidence. And even when you provide evidence, they can still dismiss that evidence if it doesn't fit their narrative. So I was thinking about this as well. I've got a friend called Oksana, who's Russian, a beautiful Russian woman, really nice, and she teaches English. And she told me in the near future, Instagram is going to be banned in Russia, and so is YouTube. And it got me thinking, and I've said this a while within my soul, I think they're going to really restrict the internet, and eventually they may get rid of it, because we're now using the internet against them, whereas before they were using it against us, to distract us, to program us, all of those things. But now there's people like myself and you guys who are asking questions, really, really mind-blowing questions, and we're calling these people out, and we're discovering Gematria, and we're discovering astrology, and we're discovering the spirit. They don't like that. So do you think that if we disconnect from the internet, we'll become more connected in general? Or is it going to do the opposite? Is it going to disconnect us? If I don't have the internet, I won't be able to interact with like Javi and Kane. I'm reading PSQ, Adam Lastman, Paul, Ladyhawk. I'm not going to be able to interact as Spider without the internet. So you're like, which way does this go? Is it going to be more beneficial without the internet, like the 80s, the 90s? I grew up in the 90s, and for me, it was unbelievably glorious. People were real. They didn't really need the internet, barely played video games. They didn't overthink what they were going to wear and stuff like that. I just loved the 90s. Like, I wish I could go back to the 90s and escape 2022. Because growing up during that time, it was amazing. I don't know what it was like being an adult that time. It may have been different, but the people I speak to, they're like, the 90s were just amazing. But like I said, so if I lose the internet, I lose YouTube, I lose Patreon, I lose that income. But at this point, I'm not that bothered about that. Because if we do get screwed financially and we can't use the internet and it's a new world order, money's not going to mean anything, is it? So that's why I'm not attached to money anymore. Pope Benedict never gave up on his ministerial duties. I've looked into Pope Benedict, and he's really synced up to Pope Francis. I've also looked into Pope Boniface, who died 1303, and Francis became the Pope 1303. And this guy, Boniface, I'll have to do a video on him, the Bishop of Rome. His papacy ended 1110, like 111. Like Jorge Maria Bergoglio is a 111. Like I said, who selects these popes? Is it they say it's the Jesuit order, but who's truly responsible for the Jesuit order? It's not Pope Francis. People say it's the Grey Pope, the Black Pope, Arturo Sosa, but who selected him? I still believe there's people within this world that none of us know anything about. I really do believe that. I don't know how we're going to figure it out. Like the Orsini family, this is a family I really want to look into. The Orsinis. So they're connected to the Pope, this so-called Italian noble family. Really influential family, guys, connected to medieval Italy and the Renaissance and stuff in Rome. So I want to look into these people. It's just wild to me at this point that I'm looking into like these popes. I never knew anything about popes or the Catholic Church or the Jesuit order or the Freemasons. I didn't know any of it. I didn't know anything about astrology. I didn't know anything about professional sports being corrupt, like to the highest level. I knew there was match fixing scandals and stuff. I didn't know any of this stuff until 2020. So again, Kobe Bryant, thank you. I know you're still alive. You're Myles Garrett. If it weren't for your death, I'd probably still be fast asleep. So I guess I'll say thank you to you, Kobe. And again, Kobe Bryant, like, how did that guy get 66.6% of the Lakers' points in his 666 game? How is that done? Is there an element of it's just his numbers? It's organic, but it can't be, can it? I just shared a video on my Patreon about Wolf Ferrell. It was at the Golden State Warriors game. I can't remember his character. He was in a movie where he played basketball. I don't really watch movies anymore. Had the big puffy hair and stuff. And he was making all these shots. And I was like, they're just telling you it's a show. They have Wolf Ferrell coming out, taking these shots with Steph Curry. It's all a show. And Wolf Ferrell hit a half-court shot. I told you it's not ability. I'm sure a lot of these NBA players do have genuine ability and they look like phenomenal athletes, and you just have to look at the size of them. But it's not the ability that dictates the outcome of these games. It is a code. It's ritual and a code. And you're not always going to crack the code when you're decoding these things. But the reality is it's not ability. I just really, oh my God, 30 in the live, 11 likes, like 311, guys. What is this? Like the date, 311. And just know that 3 times 11 gets you 33. They're a big number. So it's not a coincidence coronavirus was declared a global pandemic on 3/11 when 3 times 11 is 33. So it's just baffling how this is all syncing up, how it's all connecting, and how we've been able to gather this knowledge. Some people are saying this, I don't like this, but people are saying they're intentionally giving you this knowledge of Gematria to distract you. How is this a distraction? I don't know how it's a distraction other than if you're just using it to decode sports to win money. Then it's a distraction and you're still watching them. And I was guilty of that for X amount of months. I was using Gematria for personal gain to win money. And that seems to be 90% of this community. You're not growing with this knowledge. So check this out. This is not Gematria. Just learning new things every single day. I shared a video today on Patreon about organic portals. So if you look into the numbers from 1 to 9, guys, it's insane. So 1, it has 1 angle, guys. We have to really study geometry. 2 has 2 angles. 3 has 3, the number 3. 4 has 4. 5 has 5. 6 has 6. 7 has 7. 8 has 8. 9 has 9. 0 is an angel number. It doesn't have any angles. How insane is that? How have I never been taught that at math? That number 1 has 1 angle, number 2 has 2 angles, number 9 has 9 angles. How did nobody teach me that? Angles, numbers, geometry. It's sacred, isn't it, at this point? This realm is run by numbers, and then those numbers connect to energy and frequency and vibration. It all syncs up. My good friend Nathan, who I talk about a lot, he keeps himself on the low. He doesn't like attention. He's like, yeah, I agree about energy, frequency, and vibration, but what is it? What are energy, frequency and vibration? Can you define them? I just said it's something you can feel. It's like, I understand that, but what is energy? And there's just so many questions at this point. So Javi's listening to me while he's working. I hope you're having a good day, mate. Saludos, cheers. I'm drinking Jamaica, Javi. You're going to like that. I went for birria quesadillas this morning. I do that 2 or 3 times a week. It's like a 10-minute walk, and they're truly delicious. So Kane said, I think it's a combo. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. Okay, so you can help them on the journey, and you can, like you said, you can lead them to the water, but you can't make them drink it. That's true. Happy Friday, Javi. And that's just a harsh truth. Believe has lie in the middle. I think it's frequency. If they don't resonate at the right frequency, they will not function properly. But is there any way of working on your frequency? Is it searching for truth? Is it putting others before you? Is it finding the stuff that you love and doing them more often than not? How do we increase our frequency? Is it our diet? Is it sunlight? I'm sure it's a variety of things. Is it maybe not doing certain things, not gambling, not watching pornography, not eating junk food, not getting taken in by the politics, not watching the mainstream media? Will that help with your frequencies? I'm so tuned into the universe because of things like I haven't watched the TV for 7 months, really, other than sports games, which were on my phone, but I don't watch sports games anymore either. That's really helped. I feel my decoding's got to a different level in regards to everything since I stopped focusing so much on sports. And the only reason I decode sports is purely for my community and to help wake people up. I want to ask you this as well. Do you think, like, well, let's say 2 years. We'll stick with 2 years. I'm not going to go too far ahead. Do you think professional sports will still be here in 2 years? Do you think they're still going to be here in 2 years, just like the way they are now? Because imagine the level I'm going to be at 2 years if they're still going to fulfill these rituals using Gematria and astrology and stuff like that. If I keep growing the way I am and the community is. And if the internet's still here and there's more people with pages like mine. I don't think professional sports will be here much longer. Either the New World Order kicks in and they don't need to distract us with sports anymore, or people are just going to start seeing through them and not giving them the energy they used to. Or maybe it all just comes out and becomes sports entertainment. I don't know. Okay, hey Lady Hawk. New World Order doesn't need church. I agree, and the New World Order might not be the one they want. The New World Order may be the one we create through consciousness. There will be a new world, guys, in the next couple of years, in my opinion. Definitely within a decade. It's just whether that new world benefits us or benefits the elite who've been running the show for about 400 years. Somebody said, I really don't care what they do. Yeah, test. If you fail, you get another go around. There's many people who believe that that is the case. You come to this realm, and when you die, you just go back to the start of the game or the beginning of the level or whatever it is, and you keep getting chance after chance to ascend, to increase your consciousness levels, and then maybe you go back to where you came from. Like that movie, what's the movie called? I forgot what it's called. Soul? Is it called Soul? Soul comes down. All the souls are up there in a different realm. They come down and go inside a human body, figure things out, so the soul grows and appreciates things a little bit more. It could well be that. The thing I'm almost certain of, though, is that you never truly die. You don't just, okay, you got one life. You got one life, live it to the max because you're gone. That's it. That's the end of you. I disagree with that strongly. But I don't know, do I? Because I don't know the answer to that. They will probably use the social credit system to limit our internet use. Very possible. The social credit system is going to happen. I remember saying this 2 years ago. It's one of the things I picked up on 2 years ago when I used to have Facebook. And everyone said, there's no way the West is ever going to be like China. You are loony. You are crazy. There's no chance that will ever happen. Not in my lifetime. People love that expression. Not in my lifetime. Maybe in 100 years, maybe 200, but not in my lifetime. That's just delusional thinking. That's wishful thinking. And if we do get reincarnated, which a lot of people believe, then you're going to keep coming back. You're going to keep coming back. So maybe if we do get reincarnated, whilst we are here, we want to create a better world. So when we do return, it is a better world for all. But again, I don't know if reincarnation is legit. 70s and 80s. I was born 86, which is not good because when you get 86, that means you get murdered, you get killed off. It's like end 86. I was born in 86. So obviously I only experienced 4 years in the 80s. I don't have any memories from like below the age of like 8 maybe. But from speaking to people, let's say the 60s, the 70s, 80s, 90s were incredible. Right now, just how would I feel right now growing up in 2022 as a teenager? I would feel a bit lost. I'd probably be questioning my sexuality with all the stuff that's going on if I was a teenager, because your brain's not really fully developed then. You're easily manipulated and influenced. Would I be hooked on technology? I'd hope not. If I was an athlete, I don't think I would be. But did we get a better upbringing in the 90s to now? I would say yes. Did they have more access to this incredible technology and things like that? Yes. What else? Francis is my middle name. Nice. Interesting. Orsini, Pope. Yeah, I'm going to look into them. Black nobility. Did Rome ever fall? No. I don't believe so. All roads lead to Rome. The Roman Empire is running the world right now and has been, I don't know for how long, throughout our lifetime, absolutely. But I keep talking about this global reset, guys. The Queen's going to go, isn't she? If she doesn't go the date that I say, she's going soon. She's 95. Somebody said they liked my joke when I said I didn't know lizards got vaccinated, because Elizabeth supposedly got vaccinated 3 times. Just another 3, though, to add to the collection. If you haven't watched my video about 3 with Chelsea, it's one of the best examples to show you how ritualistic entertainment is and how it's all synced. If you haven't watched that, please watch it. Not for my ego. I don't need my ego boosting. Just check it out. 3 was founded 3303. And just check it out. I'm not going to recite everything that I said in that video. You can watch it. Whatever you're taught, erase it all. I've heard that we need to reprogram our brains, because we are, in essence, walking, talking computers, aren't we? You have a memory just like a computer. You can get viruses like a computer. You can sleep like a computer. You can die like a computer. You need to recharge like a computer. So we are, in essence, computers, and we need to be reprogrammed, guys. I think we can only do it ourselves, and the way you reprogram is to avoid the mainstream. It's the number one way of programming an individual, is the mainstream. And books and movies, all that type of stuff. Avoid all of that. You'll find out who you really are. Fidel Castro is from the same bloodline as Pope Paul III. They look alike as well. I also think Fidel Castro is related to Diego Maradona. If you're going to laugh, just look at the images of them. And when Maradona, guys, there's something wrong with my throat today. When you look into Maradona, when he was going through rehab, he went to Cuba. He went to Cuba for rehab. Why would he do that? And he has a tattoo of Fidel Castro. Oh, he did. Whilst he was alive, if he actually died. And again, there's people, it's just, I speak to so many people all over the world. So I acquire all this knowledge. Sometimes I don't know what to believe, but I like acquiring knowledge. There's people that say there's people living on this realm who are immortal. They never die. In essence, vampires, they just never die. And they can keep coming back, or they can shapeshift into different characters. That could be possible. I always remember Hulk Hogan being called the Immortal Hulk Hogan. I was like, why do they call him that? I was like, okay, because he's a legend and his name's going to live forever in the wrestling industry. And I was like, maybe it's more than that. Maybe he rose to the top of wrestling, being a mediocre wrestler, because he is immortal and he does have these special magic powers. I don't know. Maybe Vince McMahon, these type of people are immortal. Elizabeth, I don't know. Prince Philip definitely looked like a vampire. Definitely looked like a vampire. And we always hear these things about these celebrities drinking blood. I don't know how real that is. But vampires drink blood, don't they? Or at least that's what they show us in the movies. Everything has to be revealed. I agree with that. I think I always talk about revelation and people get scared because they think of revelation as like Armageddon, the end of the world. I believe it's the end of the world as we know it. And revelation may be an amazing thing because the revelation may lead to an awakening and a global one, a global shift of consciousness, what I focus on in my book. If that happens, if that truly happens, then I think we do, in essence, escape this matrix, which is not an organic matrix. Just so you know, God, the creator, I don't believe created a matrix. I think that organic code's being infiltrated by people with sacred knowledge of numbers, letters, symbols, astrology, moon cycles, all the stuff I'm learning now. And I'm basically at the beginning of my journey. If these people have been learning this since birth and they meet daily for meetings to discuss this, that, and the other, there's got to be some form of AI, guys, being used. Artificial intelligence. Because with these sports games, man, there's still people who say they're not rigged. They think it's completely organic. Fine. I've done enough work now to prove that is not the case, but fine. That's what you want to believe. Other people think it's just the players and the coaches and the owners that are aware and they have scripts and they fulfill the scripts daily. I disagree. Completely disagree. I've seen too many perfect rituals now in too many sports. Other people think it's completely AI, electronic arts. I always say EA sports, it's in the game, electronic arts. That people believe all of these players are being controlled, but they're unaware of it. And yesterday, somebody sent me a video of NBA mishaps. And I couldn't believe it. I might have to share it on Patreon. There was NBA players running into each other. Like there's one with James Harden where he's running for the ball and he freezes. He just does that. And then the guy just grabs the ball and dunks it. He did it twice, James Harden. So are they being controlled by MK Ultra? These people, are these celebrities under MK Ultra? Are they, other people think that these people at the top are possessed by demonic entities? That's very possible. I don't know. I just hope, my goal every day is to learn something new. What do you mean 9 has 9 angles? Are you on my Patreon? You'll see the image. So if you go, I can't share it with you. So the number 9 is like, it's not even gonna, it has 9 angles the way you write the number 9. It has the square at the top, which gives you 4 angles. And then it's got the bit below that. It's hard for me to discuss this, but just look it up. What can you type in? Just maybe type into Google the angles of numbers 1 to 9 and you will see it. And it's funny. So you got 1 to 9, haven't you? Like 19 in essence, 1, 9. Like COVID-19, like the 19-year moon cycles. Like 9/11 was 19 years before coronavirus was declared a global pandemic. So Queen gets you 19 in Gematria. She got her first vaccination January the 9th, 1-9. So the 19 is big, which is connected to 8 because it's the 8th prime. And 8 is the infinite number that just keeps going and going and going and going, like, which makes me think of reincarnation, that you just keep going in an endless cycle. If we do reincarnate, that scares a lot of people. Imagine we're all infinite beings, because if we do reincarnate, we're infinite. Is that scary? Is that exciting? Would you embrace each life if you knew that you were going to get another chance in the next one? Would you get so down on yourself? I don't know. I don't know. Like, how many times have I lived? If that's the case, am I experiencing my 2000th experience living, but I'm in a different vessel now. And luckily my spirit connects with Adam. And it happened when I was 33. But in all seriousness, what's going on in 2 years? Will there be a new world order? Social credit system, no internet, no professional sports, no free will, no critical thinking, which is dying already. Slowly dying critical thinking. Is it going to be one of them where you don't completely do what Big Brother says? You get punished, you get fined, can't leave your house? Or is it going to be absolutely glorious? And we stop competing with each other and we unite with each other and we don't become obsessed with money. Maybe we have a bartering system like back in the day where you help out your fellow man. I'm good at this. I'll coach your kid if you paint my house for me. Things like that. Is that going to happen? What would happen with the police? Would we actually have a police force that's not corrupt, that actually does care about its people? Will we get rid of governments? Will we have no countries? But that might be a good thing. Not in the case of the New World Order that they want. Just we don't separate ourselves with countries and sex and socioeconomic status and race and sports team beliefs and political beliefs. Do you think that may happen? I don't know. Yeah, the sun and the moon align every 33 years. You watch the TV show Dark, you can go back 33 years, you can go forwards 33 years. Jesus died at 33. Highest rank of Freemason is 33 degree. First president of the United States was George Washington, 33 degree Mason. So we all recognize now, if you're pretty good at decoding, number 3 is enormous. We get told it's a magic number. I want to know why it's a magic number. I want to figure out why it's so powerful. That's what I want now. I don't want to just identify, okay, it's 33 weeks since this, this, and this. It's really interesting, but how's that benefiting us? Just by identifying that we know at this point they're using a code. They're using a code and it's the same numbers that keep appearing. And more often than not, like in sports, you can get it right. There's times where you're completely on the wrong end of it. Completely on the wrong end of it. Oh, by the way, I did this decode today. I'm not even going to call it a decode. So I was like, March the 11th must be a big day. Like I said, 3 times 11 is 33. So the first ever game of basketball, guys, was played on 3/11, 1892. There's a crowd of 200 people there. And it was the first public basketball game. It's played in Springfield, guys. Make you think of The Simpsons? It's crazy. And the students played the teachers. And it finished 5-1. So I really don't know how the rules were back then. It finished 5-1 to the students. Like 51, like the Illuminati were founded 5-1. It was James Naismith who founded the sport basketball. And he did it on March the 11th. And he originally, in basketball, guys, you know I always talk about 99. He wanted the game of basketball to be 9 versus 9. 9 versus 9. So the NBA is really connected to so many rituals. It really is. It truly is. And I'm beginning to think these players in the NBA are being remote controlled. I really feel like it. I've just seen too much now that they're remote controlled. The scores are so perfect. The scores after each quarter are so perfect. The shots they're making where Steph Curry is doing that and he's turning away and he's hitting threes. I really feel that NBA players are being remote controlled. I do. And I'm not going to change my opinion of that unless somebody throws something at me that's like mind-blowing. I don't think they're in control of what they do on the court. So with the free throws, it's not how good they are at shooting free throws. If they want the ball to go in, whoever these people are, this AI system, whatever it is, they go in or they don't go in. And it's pretty it's actually painful to watch when you realize that they're not actually in control of their own bodies and minds. They're completely under mind control and they're being controlled. It's why I love watching just regular games, local games and stuff where it's real. You're not being remote controlled. It is actually your ability that determines if you're going to win or not. And it's not the case at professional level. I used to hate pi in maths. Now I love it. Same with me, Adi. I was never a huge fan of math. I was good at math, never enjoyed it, wasn't excited for the classes. Kind of like my math teacher, which was a bonus, Mr. Valley, great guy. Still know him. Funny guy. I remember he drove a beautiful Jaguar, a green Jaguar. I always remember that car for whatever reason. But he actually gave me a few rides because I actually played football for the staff team when I was in sixth form. That was a blessing that they chose me to do that. But yeah, I never had a huge passion for math. And now look at me with numbers. People just say, how do you know all of this? Who are you? Are you a math whiz? I'm like, I'm not a math whiz at all. I'm just connected to the universe, and the universe is basically put together by numbers. It's not about me being good at math. If you give me a math exam now, I wouldn't like be excited to do it. If you gave me like something to decode, I was saying, imagine at school you could decode. Like there was a class called Gematria and you could decode. All right, guys, here's a headline from today. I want you to decode it. Decode the title, decode the stats that you find, and then come to a conclusion. Do you think this actually happened or not? Imagine how beautiful that would be. Look into sacred geometry, the language of the universe. Okay, Ngombe, I just want to say to Ngombe, this guy's an amazing guy. Again, I've never actually spoken to him. He's a member of my Patreon. He always shares incredible posts. He just seems like a really genuine guy. Sacred geometry is essentially the study of the spiritual meaning of various shapes. So shapes, guys, and numbers, they have spirit. They have spiritual meaning. It can be applied to the forms, numbers, and patterns seen throughout the natural world, which is slowly becoming unnatural, in my opinion, by us living in a matrix. The spiral of a snail's shell, the captivating pattern of a single snowflake, and the branches of a tree can all be examples of sacred geometry. Oh, mate, I'm so excited. Guys, how the hell is Adam Edwards, if you knew who I was, getting excited about sacred geometry? Guys, if you knew who I were, like a couple of years ago, if you tried to say, check out sacred geometry, I'd say, check this out, mate. There's no way I'm going to look into sacred geometry. Like, what are you talking about? Got better things to do. I've got a game to watch. Mate. You think I'm going to look into geometry? Now it excites me. I was a cradle Catholic in church from birth. I studied and taught Catholicism in the Bible. This is not me. This is Lady Hawk. The Catholic Mass goes through the Bible every 3 years and starts over. Lady Hawk is no longer connected to the church. Good. Maddie said, thank God it's Friday, only joining in now. I hope you're well, Maddie. I hope you're well. For me, the way I live my life now and my schedule, although I have 5 jobs, John Cena, I have 5 jobs because I am a hard worker. I lose track of what day it is. Every day ends with day, doesn't it? They all end with day. So I think days are a social construct, months, years, time. I've said all of this. I told you how next year is 247 years after the Illuminati were founded. And we always go on about 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week. They came up with that 24/7, 24 plus 7 gets you 31, the 11th prime, the master number, which I talk about all the time, the number 11. Again, I'm super connected to that number, but why? Is it just natural that I'm synced up with that number since a child? Number 11, the double 1. It seems that when you put numbers together like 11 or 111 or 1111, the more you add another digit, the more powerful that number becomes. They say all the angel numbers are the triple numbers, and they say 3 is a magic number. So 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, those numbers, from what I've read, are angel numbers. So when you're looking at your clock and it's 3:33 or 4:44 the time, or 11:11, I think it's angels guiding you and speaking with you. I don't think you should freak out about it. Adam Lastman doesn't watch TV anymore, which is good. It's hard, when you're in a relationship. Let me tell you something. If you're in a relationship during this awakening and you have this, I'm not watching TV anymore, It's propaganda. It's a mind control tool. Probably the greatest mind control tool ever created is the television. And your wife loves TV. She loves watching the shows with you. She loves watching movies. But you're like adamant you won't watch TV. Those type of things can literally lead to a divorce. Something like that. Like you won't watch TV with them. So people say, oh, you can occasionally watch it. If you're aware that it's programming you, you won't be programmed. But for me, you couldn't pay me $1,000 to sit down now and watch a TV show on Netflix. You couldn't. If it was like I said, I would love to watch The Truman Show again. I've watched that over 20 times. I'd love to watch Good Will Hunting again. Again, I've seen that I don't know how many times. I don't think I would ever go to the movies again. Like everyone like, go watch Matrix 3. I was like, I don't want to. Matrix, it's very clear what they're trying to tell us in that movie, in that documentary, I call it. I don't need to watch the third one. I know what they're saying to us. Know that bullshit about the red and blue pill? I disagree with that. I don't like that. Pick a side. Classic Masonic behavior. Separate people. I think sports will be dead in 2 years. I hope so. I hope I'm one of the people that help with that. And people might say, oh, you're an idiot. Do you know how much joy sports brought me? I can't believe that. You're one of the reasons why they got rid of pro sports. Then I'd say, I did you a favor, mate. Did you a favor. It's upsetting now, even in a bar and just seeing people. And I was one of them. Crying, screaming, throwing stuff when the team like goes down or the other team gets a touchdown or a 3-point shot's made. Again, there's people, I'm in one Twitter group and I've got nothing but respect for most of the people within it. I'm hardly ever on it. But last night, one of them, I don't know his name, I'm not familiar with the names. He had Klay Thompson to get 20 points for the Warriors against Denver and he got 18. And he was getting so upset. Like, I couldn't see him, but I was like, I think this guy's crying. And he got 18 instead of 20. And how much energy was given to that game for one player in a rigged sport when it's nothing to do with how good Klay is. And they were like, oh, Klay before he was injured, he would have easily got it. It's not about that. I've actually decoded Klay Thompson's injury from when he got injured to when he came back. It was all a ritual. It's not ability. I'm telling you. Even at my height now, if they wanted me in the NBA to be the next Steph Curry point guard, I can move. I'm really agile. I can dribble the ball. I can shoot. And I don't even really play basketball. They could get me 25 points a game. They do it with Trae Young, who's probably skinnier than I am. He's not much taller than I am. He gets like 30 points a game now. Just look at him. Oh, but Trae was good in college. They can rig college as well. Why do you think people like myself and Zach decode college sports? It's the same shit, whether the players know it or not. In Islam, Blackstone is a cube shape. Yeah. The Cube, guys. There's a TV show in England called The Cube as well. Yeah, 3 means cubed. Just that number 3 again. Gambling affects your health. It does. It's why I stopped. People couldn't get it when I said I won all this money gambling. I did because I'm not a liar. I won so much. I proved that to many people when I showed them my betting slips. And it took my energy. Winning or losing took my energy. So I just stopped. I made that decision. I didn't get greedy. Well, I was very greedy for a while. I was betting thousands of dollars on games, which makes me feel physically sick now thinking I did that. Like today, I went for birria quesadillas and this Jamaica, and it cost me like $5. I'm like, oh my God, I was betting like $1.5 grand on a game. How many birria quesadillas could I have got with that? Absolutely delicious. They brought me joy. There was no stress involved. I was just like, there we go. Oh, if you ever see it, like when I drank my beer, when I did the live, I had 1 beer. I'm like grateful for it. Like this Jamaica is not bad. I'm not going to be like, oh, amazing. But when I have a cup of tea, a beer, quesadilla, birria quesadilla, I embrace those things. The little things in life bring me the most joy. Okay, I'm meeting my friend at 3:30. Oh my God, guys. It just hit me then. My mate Chris is Canadian. He said, hey, bro. I said, do you want to meet at 2 o'clock? Listen to this. He said, hey, bro, maybe closer to 3:30. Cool, I'll coordinate with you. 3:30 for another 33? Like, you got to be shitting me. You got to be shitting me. He wants to meet at 3:30. I might say, let's make it 3:33. What's going on with my throat today? Oh, by the way, there's a guy in this community who I was really supporting and looking out for, and I appreciated his work. I appreciated his knowledge. His name's Bernard John, and he was saying, your work's mind-blowing, it's incredible, we should collaborate. And I did. I took his phone calls, I responded to all of his messages, his emails, tried to help him. And just every other week is like, you're a Freemason illusion, you're controlled opposition illusion. The next day he says I'm the greatest guy ever. So I'm done with those people now. I will give you my attention, I'll give you my respect, but after a while, if you're just going to be erratic in your behavior and go from loving me to questioning me to loving me to, I'm not going to give you my energy. There's too many other people that want to interact with me. So Bernard, mate, good luck on your journey. I'm not a Mason. I'm not controlled. I'm not a member of the royal family. All these things that people are saying to me. I'm none of those things. I'm a normal guy with a shitload of knowledge. Simple as that. That's about as simple as it gets. So Bernard, stop messaging me, mate. I'm not going to block you, but stop messaging me at this point. Chelsea are going bust. Like, people ask me about Chelsea. What's going to happen to Chelsea? They're going to go bust. They're going to get relegated. Guys, all it needs is one rich billionaire to invest in them. What is going on with this? To invest in them, and then they're back where they were. Some rich Arab comes in and buys Chelsea. They're good, aren't they? So I won't worry about Chelsea getting relegated and all that type of shit. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's all a ritual. Abramovich bought Chelsea 19 years ago. 19 years later, he steps down. He won 19 trophies. The 19 is all about the cycle. The cycle ended for Abramovich. His cycle ended. Could it be the cycle of Chelsea ending and they become a mediocre Premier League team again? That's possible. But I don't see Chelsea going down to League One, League Two, like people are saying. But there has been these cycles. Leeds went through the cycle where they went down for X amount of years and couldn't get promoted. Sheffield Wednesday, there was a cycle with them that I looked into. You do get these cycles, but I don't think Chelsea are going down, guys. But I don't really give a shit if they do either. I'm not bothered. Hey, John. John always compliments my videos. He keeps it simple. He just says, good vid. I appreciate that. Hello, Alvaro Jimenez. I watched a video about memorials and how they used to extract louche, especially the one where the sunlight goes through the holes in the pillars at 11:11 to illuminate a seal on the ground. Wow. I don't want to repeat myself, but if Elizabeth dies May the 20th, she dies 1 year, 1 month, and 11 days after Philip. So there's your 11:11. And wouldn't it be funny, the guy who's obsessed with the number 11 decodes the Queen's death, and she dies 1 year, 1 month, and 11 days after Prince Philip, and I decoded his death. You know, my first ever video that got removed from YouTube was my video about Prince Philip, who died at age 99, the 99th day of the year on 4/9, like Revelation, with 266 days left in the year, and Francis is the 266th Pope. That video got taken down. I did absolutely nothing wrong. Somebody thinks Chelsea will win the FA Cup if the Queen dies. I think Liverpool win the FA Cup 33 years after the Hillsborough disaster. Could be wrong. Again, when you decode these futures, there's a girl called Bambi who's a good decoder. She's really adamant you shouldn't decode futures. She's like, unless you're going to look into every single club and coach and star player in that league, then you're wasting your time. That's what she thinks. So I told her, I think Golden State Warriors win the NBA. I've said it for a while. She's like, I've told you about that illusion. There's no point looking into that because da-da-da-da-da. And she makes a good point, but I still think Warriors are going to win it. But I wouldn't, there's people in this community that bet thousands of dollars on futures and then get all pissed off when it doesn't hit. It's dangerous. I would recommend not doing that. like Gonzaga, like Lakers, all these things. Like I've said, England will win the World Cup. I don't mean you have to put $5,000 on it. Who knows? Maybe Germany win it. I did a decode with Hitler. Oh, what was it? Let me check something. There's something interesting here that you might like. I did something with Hitler. So when was Hitler born again? Hitler was born, was it 1889? How funny that Hitler was born on 4/20, like 42, and England beat Germany 4-2 in the World Cup final. It's so funny that Hitler was actually Austrian. He was born in Austria, yet he became a German politician. And you know he became the dictator of Germany in 1933, Hitler? Like, really? And his name's 56, and he died at age 56. And he died April the 30th, which is when Church of Satan was founded, and also when George Washington became the first president. Guys, there's three. Listen to this, man. On April the 30th, Adolf Hitler died. On April the 30th, George Washington became the first president of the United States of America. And on April the 30th, the Church of Satan was founded in San Francisco in 1966. 430, guys, is like 43. And we told that Jesus Christ died April the 3rd, 4-3. We just had 43 points in Super Bowl 56. Tom Brady won his last ever Super Bowl at age 43. 43 is the 14th prime. The Pope was born leaving 14 days left in the year. So what are the chances with those 3 430s? It seems to be something I need to do a video about, doesn't it? It really does. So anyway, let me find the thing with Hitler. 1889. This fictional character. He was a fictional character, guys, Hitler. He played the role of Walt Disney as well. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I found it. This is hilarious. So this is something to consider. So Adolf Hitler was born in 1889. From 1889 to the upcoming World Cup final, guys, I can't believe this. It's 133 years, 133. Pope Francis became the Pope, 13-3. The World Cup final is a day after his birthday. In Gematria, if you know how to use the calculator, type in the word football. It gets you 133. It explains why Brady won a Super Bowl 13-3. Again, why is the NFL, why is it called football when they barely use the foot? I know the field goal is important, 3 points for a field goal, but it's called football because of the Gematria, especially with that 83. Football's 83, and the greatest NFL player of all time, Tom Brady, was born August the 3rd, 8-3. That date can be written 3-8, and he wins his last Super Bowl the 38th day of the year. I just want everyone to see this, not just to win money, to be like, to question this reality, to connect things. Because the more we connect things, the more we become connected with each other. That's why I do my videos and lives more. I'm going live so often now. Because when I connect stuff, I want to share with others so they can connect with other people. Then we just have this knowledge just spreading like a wildfire. Let me read some more of these comments. Watch movie, Boys from Brazil. I don't really watch movies anymore, but I'm considering starting to watch a few movies, just not TV shows, just to decode them. Talk about Germany and Japan currently rebuilding their militaries. Again, I've said this, the World War III is going to work out like this if we allow it. Our reality is dictated by global consciousness. That is how it works. So if the majority believe in the mainstream, we then live that reality. I don't think World War III is even really happening. It's a show. But the more we believe it's happening, the more it's like it becomes real. So I think how it's all going to work out, the script anyway, is Russia attacks the Ukraine, China attacks Taiwan, China and Russia become allies, they connect to take out the United States of America. If you want a new world order, you have to destroy the old world. And the old world, the most powerful country was the United States. So it was the Illuminati, in my opinion, who founded the US. They're now going to destroy it to create the new world order. And then England's going to come and help the US because they're basically like family, England and the US. France is going to come and help the US. And then Germany will possibly help the US. And then we have a full-blown world war. And when there's a world war, what happens? It's an economic crash. There's more regulations, there's more rules, there's more fear. And then they're going to push that new world order. And they've intentionally done this as well. Like pretty much every country's prime minister or president is a douchebag, is an idiot, is moronic, is dumb, and it's by intention. They want you to hate your leaders. They want you to hate your leaders so you'll be more open to a one world government where you're probably going to get a really charismatic leader. Obama-esque, because he was charismatic. People fell for his charm and his smile. Trump was charismatic, but it'll be someone at a different level to Trump. It'll be somebody who's just, I don't know, it'll be a wolf in sheep's clothing where the majority of the people fall for it and go, oh, finally. It might even be a woman. It might even be a woman, guys, who's going to be like overseeing the New World Order. I don't know. Ukraine is America, the Israel of Eastern Europe. Yeah, I've been reading stuff about that. Imagination creates reality. Yeah, you can create your own reality in this world. I really believe that. I've created mine. By escaping the trap of the Matrix, I've created my own reality and I love my life now. I wish I slept a little bit more, but again, my body's still working. If you would have seen me yesterday, like my leg's been screwed. I actually played a little bit of football yesterday and the doctor said I couldn't play for 6 weeks. But again, I feel like every time I go to a doctor's with an injury, they always pull out 6 weeks. It's 6 weeks. I was recovering like a week. And I was running around at 50% and I was still burning everybody. And I was like, oh my God. And I don't even sleep. And I've been out with a bad injury and I'm still able to go at that level. It's the power of the mind, guys. It's the power of the mind. What about North Korea? What about it? Another boogeyman. The boogeyman's North Korea, Russia, and China. The boogeyman's no. It's never the US, is it? The US always the heroes. They're always the heroes, the Americans. When in reality, they're the ones. Not Americans. I'm not going to judge American citizens, but the country, they're the ones that go around destroying other nations. But they're always the heroes. It's embarrassing. Oprah Winfrey's a witch and a bloke. And she has her own network, the Oprah Winfrey Network. In reverse, that's NWO. Research Neville Goddard, life changer. I know all about Neville Goddard. Very interesting. It doesn't look like water. This is not water. This is Jamaica juice. It's from when I went for breakfast earlier. It's a bit sweet, though. It's a bit sweet. So somebody was raised a Jehovah's Witness. How was that, being raised a Jehovah's Witness? Yeah, from Kobe's birthday to today is 201 days. There was a 201 as well with Kobe, an event 201 as well. It's just insane how this is all done. It really is absolutely insane. It's 311, that's the 64th prime as well. Yeah, it is. And it's 6 months and 16 days from Kobe's birthday, who's connected to 666, and 616 is the alternate number of the devil. I always talk about how Jurgen Klopp was born June the 16th, 616. The Grecian-Roman world is being destroyed by the Most High Congo. It will get worse. Central Africa will be the last safe place for refuge. I feel like everyone's wanting to move to Mexico. It's crazy at this point. Actually, a friend today messaged me who lives in Denver. He said he wants to come visit Mexico. He hears Mexico's beautiful. And not long ago, Mexico was looked down upon, which is wild. But that's because of the mainstream. Again, for me, wherever they put me in the world, Mexico, England, Brazil, in a cell, in a concentration camp, in a FEMA camp, I'll be comfortable because I work from within now. You can put me anywhere. I work from the spirit. I ain't scared of shit. I ain't scared of anyone or anything at this point, which is the most powerful thing about this journey. So they can put me wherever, with whoever. I'll just stay strong and loyal to myself and my belief system and my spirit. And that will guide me. And if somebody pops me in the head, shoots me in the head, tortures me, whatever, I don't have fear of that either. I can't put it into words. It's said the other day when I was coaching, I took 25 men off the field when I had no right to do that. I got rid of them off the field so I could coach. They left, 25 grown men, because they didn't know what to do with my, I'm not going to say aura, that sounds like I've got a big head. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to react because I was so confident in who I was and what I was saying. Tyson Fury used to be controversial back in the day, calling out Zionists and elites, but now he's a sellout. What happened? He probably spoke a little bit of truth, and then he probably got put under MK Ultra. Dark is a good show. It's the last real show I watched when I did watch TV. Not everyone reincarnates according to Congo. So spiritually, again, very possible. Soulless beings, I just did a video about soulless beings. Well, I didn't do the video, I posted it about soulless beings. Do they exist? I say they do. There's soulless beings. There's people walking around this realm without a soul. They don't have a soul. Maybe they sold it to Satan. Say you sell your soul to Satan. But I even think there's regular people who are driving in the car with a mask on by themselves. I think they've lost their soul. They've lost their spirit. They've lost who they are. Like if they were going to get a grade tomorrow for their spirit, they would be failing. So I spoke to a kid yesterday, Eric, a really good kid. And last week he was playing in a tournament for his school. It's the one where he finished 1-1 and they lost 3-2 on penalties in the final. I was like, really? That's literally exactly the same as Italy versus England, 1-1 and 3-2 on penalties. I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? And then there was a tournament last night and his team won and he got the winning penalty in the semi-final and the final. I said, mate, that's life. There's ups and downs. I said, think about how you felt last week when you lost that penalty shootout and now you're the hero. Enjoy it. Okay. And he was like, yes, life is all about ups and downs and all of that. I was like, yes, Eric. Yes, you're not always going to win in this world. Embrace failure at times. You don't always want to fail, but embrace it. Embrace a challenge instead of shirking it like most people do. Everybody is under MK Ultra. There's people who say all of us are. I think we're all under mind control. I agree. I think the global elite, like the celebrities, are completely under mind control because they have handlers. That's why they have security. That's their handlers, guys. I've seen Lady Gaga malfunction. Handlers had to pick her up. Katy Perry malfunction. Britney malfunction. These people are completely under mind control. And maybe occasionally they're allowed to be themselves. But then they probably forget who they truly are. They have voices in their head, don't they? Like Randy Orton's theme tune. I hear voices in my head. They come to me. They understand. They talk to me. Yeah, Maradona did have a tattoo of Che Guevara as well. He did. Just because he said he looked up to them. I think they're all related. They'll tell you this guy's from this country and this guy's from... There's no way he can be related to him because he's from Cuba and he's Argentinian. Because they told you that. Again, don't get trapped in countries and stuff like that. Don't get trapped in that. Paul's third son was born on the 303rd day and his name sums to 33. I think that's organic. I think that's beautiful. That's not infiltrating the code. That's natural. Tech accelerates time. We spend too much time consuming online. That's what I'm saying. I think the world will be a better place without the internet. The only thing I'll miss is this. I'll miss this interaction and I'll miss Patreon. It does basically pay my rent. Lose that, I have to work even harder. But I've ensured I have 5 jobs because I know at any point, I feel like what they've done, they've had so many people become reliant on online income now. If they take that away from people, then you just become more dependent on the system and you'll accept, okay, we'll give you this amount of money a week. You don't have to work. Okay, fine, I'll do that. That's what the dole is in England. I don't know if they still have it. The dole is where the government pay you X amount of money, sometimes more money than people were getting for actually working 40 hours. So you sit on your ass and watch Jeremy Kyle and bullshit TV and get lazy and not do anything and rely on the government. And it's sick. Royalty and church have no place in the New World Order. They've got to go. And again, if Philip died, if Elizabeth dies and Francis dies, that might just tell us it's the death of the royal family and the death of the Catholic Church, which can only be a good thing, in my opinion. It can only be a good thing, that. The Queen dies, big shit going down in England. Yep. Let's hope too many people don't mourn her death. Like, what has she ever done? What's the Queen ever done? I say it. She gives a speech once a year. What's she ever done for the world, for us to give a shit about her, to let her reign over us? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. She's done nothing. Nothing, and people are connected to her. Princess Diana, at least with her, they made her look like a philanthropist. And she'd go to Africa, la-di-da-di-da-di-da. At least it looked like she did something. Elizabeth, eating grapes in the royal family, drinking blood. I don't give a shit if the Queen dies at all. She dies on the date I say, that'll be good for the community. It's probably already dead at this point. I think there's a lot of people who are artificial intelligence at this point as well, like the Queen. I think the Queen died decades ago. I don't know what's going on with my throat. This is pissing me off now. I think the grid will go down, bringing the cashless society. Yep, cashless society will come. So we'll have a one world currency. I'm going to cut the grid. Again, but maybe you'll find yourself when they cut the grid and you don't have Wi-Fi. Maybe you'll find yourself. You find who you're truly connected to, not just online. We have all these friends online that you don't really even know. What I say, bring it on. Cut the grid. Cut the grid. See what happens. Somebody says, I think they'll still be playing sports. The divide between Mitch and Paul will grow, but the show will go on. Okay? A few of my friends think that. Like, Adam, next 10 years, nothing's going to happen. It's going to be the same shit. They're just going to drag it on and on and on. I'm like, no, I don't think so. Shit's definitely going to hit by 2030 because that's Agenda 2030. And you can find out all about that online, Agenda 30, and where they want the world to go, all in the name of the environment, where we're going to have no rights, basically, unless we do something about it now. I feel like they're giving us every chance to, like, see through this. I feel like almost they want us to. I think they might be proud of people like myself. On the other hand, maybe they're sick that people like me are seeing through shit and you guys. I don't know. But who's truly in charge of the universe? I don't believe it's man. I don't believe it's just Masons and Jesuits. Something above them that's testing us right now. This is a test. Life is a test. The universe is a classroom. Some of us are passing this test. A lot of people are failing it dramatically. Where are you from, fella? I'm from Stockport. I was born in Bradford. I studied in Leeds. I lived in Los Angeles. I lived in Colorado. I lived in Anchorage, Alaska. I lived in Chicago. I now live in Mexico. I've traveled. Maybe it was part of my script. I've met loads of people, which has helped me on this journey from all over the world. But all my family are from Yorkshire. Is it possible to escape the matrix? I don't think you ever can fully escape it. You can master it. You cannot be manipulated by it and get taken in by it and controlled by it. But I don't think you can ever truly leave it whilst you're in this realm. I think there's 6 realms. I think you can ascend to nirvana. It's all about your spirit. Just like sports, you go up and down divisions. Video games, you go levels up, level down, all of that. I don't think you can ever truly escape the matrix whilst we're here. But maybe if there's global consciousness and if we all accept we're in a matrix and we're in a matrix because they're using X, Y, and Z system, if we destroy the system, just like in They Live, at the end of the movie, they destroy the TV towers because that's how everybody was basically getting brainwashed. And again, TV, internet, is all frequency. It's all frequency, vibration, and energy, like Tesla said. Somebody in my Patreon said they will never get rid of the internet. It's never going to happen. They will always have it. They need it for the matrix to function. So that's a possibility. Tom was born in Huddersfield. All my family from Yorkshire. One love. I've been to. Is it still called the McAlpine Stadium? Maybe they've changed it now. I've been to Huddersfield. I played against Huddersfield when I played at Bradford City when I was younger. I think my brother went to university in Huddersfield, to be honest with you. Huddersfield, it's really close to Bradford. The Bradford fire where 56 people died. Come on, like, what is this? That number's been everywhere, even back then. Do you know Mr. Sky on Patreon? No, mate. I used to follow like 4, 5, 6. I can't remember how many people on Patreon. I don't follow anyone anymore. I used to support them. Then I was like, if these guys have a Patreon, why the hell don't I have one? Because I can make sure mine's a different level to theirs. That's what I thought in my head. And I think my Patreon is a different level to most people's, in my opinion. I'll say that. Bambi sent me a code. Bambi's really good at decoding. Magic possible upset. They can go 8-23 at home. I did see that. And the 8-23 Bambi, that's when Kobe Bryant was born. It's the 143rd prime, like you said, but that's Kobe's birthday. The season started 143 days ago. Minnesota 38, pandemic 38. They stay on 38 wins. Really good. Brady's connected to Kobe, and Brady won his last Super Bowl the 38th day of the year. Yeah, there's a chance. Like, if there's ever an upset for a massive dog, I would just take the spread. If you want to get greedy, I'm not calling you greedy, but if you want to win the big money, go money line. But guys, I'm slowly losing my passion for sports. I'll decode every day. I've posted 3 codes today for sports. It is hit and miss. You just got to make sure you win more than you lose, but it's hit and miss. Do you think we'll ever crack it where somebody's hitting 90%, 100% every month by doing daily picks? I don't know. I don't think you're supposed to crack anything in the world. Just ask questions. Yeah, the Boga. They keep changing the name of these stadiums because do you know why? Oh, it's all about money. It's all about investment. No, it's the Gematria. It's the Gematria why they change it. It's why Old Trafford gets you 56 like Manchester. They call it the Theatre of Dreams because I don't think these games are even real, to be honest. They're just too perfect. There is no monarchy, research William the Conqueror. I agree. I think all the royal families are Freemasons playing actor-based reality. Elizabeth's playing the role of a queen. Philip played the role of a prince. Charles is going to play the role of a king. William and Henry played the role of the sons of Charles and Diana, even though Harry is clearly the son of James Hewitt. Definitely not Charles's kid, if you've got eyes to see. But they're just actors on the world stage, influencing how the world see the world. Is everyone with a Grammy or Emmy award a Mason? Yes. Please, I did a live about calling out Masons for about 4 hours. I just said every possible name. Anyone who's won a major award like a Grammy, an Oscar, a World Cup, an MVP, a Nobel Peace Prize, the Nobel Book Prize, a Pulitzer Prize, whatever it is, MBE, OBE, they're Masons. You can't possibly get one without being a Mason or at least a member of a society. Magic also have 50 losses. Magic 50, Jewish. Kobe Bryant was drafted, by the way, Bambi, in the 50th NBA draft, and they can go 23-8, and he was born 23-8. That might help you as well. He was drafted in the 50th draft. Satanic gets you 50 as well. And obviously, his high-scoring game was on 1-2-2. Satanic's 1-2-2 as well, like Pope Francis. Love your decodes on the UK leagues. Thank you, mate. Tom, the reason I did that, I grew up being a massive Premier League fan, football fan. Played semi-pro, played at Bradford when I was younger, played in Hollywood. Vinnie Jones was my coach, all of that. Played at a good level, still play at, well, I don't really play at a good level now, but I can personally play at a high level. And I thought, there's not many people in this community decoding the Premier League, which is the most popular sport in the world. Said Zach's great. He focuses more on like NBA or futures or MLB, maybe NHL occasionally. I don't know, college basketball. He never did Premier League because he didn't know anything about soccer, and he admits that. So I thought, okay, I'm going to look into that. And now I'm probably the best at it, or one of them. There's other people great at it as well, but maybe they don't have my platform. But decoding Premier League and football is incredibly hard because there's 3 outcomes. It doesn't really make sense if you want to win money to bet on a sport that has 3 outcomes. I like decoding the Premier League, looking into it, the stats, the rituals, but there's 3 outcomes and the draw can kill you so many times, especially in a final. What's Prince Harry's role? Harry's role is to play this, I'm a royal family member, but I'm a normal guy. And he's married to an invert as well. And then they push the race card with that and how the royal family don't like whatever her name is, who was in Suits. Meghan, is it? Because she's black. It's just a joke. Is he living in California right now? A friend of mine said that her friend lives in, I think it's Santa Barbara, and Prince Harry's got a house there. And she's seen him walking the dog on a beach. William, people say William's the Antichrist. Like, I don't know. I don't trust the royal family. I don't have any respect for the royal family. And royal family in Gematria gets you 56. I think Harry knows Hewitt is his father. I do as well. What was Vinnie Jones like? I thought he was an amazing guy. He was my coach for 2 years. He used to give me free boots. He was sponsored by Warrior, who sponsored Liverpool. Vinnie Jones was personally sponsored by Warrior. He'd give me boots that were worth like $150. I went to his house parties in Hollywood Hills with celebrities there and normal people. That's what I liked. There was celebs and normal people like me. Like, I watched a Mayweather boxing fight there. Vinny's a good guy. He's got the tattoo of the FA Cup on his leg because he won the FA Cup with Wimbledon. But he has to be a Mason. Unfortunately, and it hurts me to say this, he has to be a Mason because he was a pro footballer and then he went to Hollywood at a high level. You don't get that level of success by being a normal guy. When he coached me, he couldn't play football either. He's old now. Maybe he injured his legs, but he never played with us. He wasn't good enough anymore. But Vinny was only ever good to me. Vinny loved me. He used to always say, give the ball to Adam. But he'd always swear. He was like, listen, son, if I'm going to tell these fuckers to get you the ball, then you better fucking do something with it, all right? I'm like, all right, Vinny. Because I'd speak to him like that. I'd say, all right, Vinny. I won't go, okay, Vinny. I'll go, all right, Vinny. And make sure they give me the ball then. And I'll do it. Just watch. He said, you got it, son. Governor. He called me governor. He was a great guy. I had some great guys on that team. Great memories. We had players from all over the world. There was Brazilians on that team. A Ukrainian guy called Oleg. Ricky Whittle, who was in Hollyoaks. Jason Statham played for us once, which is crazy because somebody said I look like him. Robbie Keane played for us a few times. Robbie Keane, who played in the Premier League and at LA Galaxy. We had 2 porn stars. 2 of the most famous porn stars in the world were on that team. Danny Mountain and Adam Dixer, whose Dixon showed for $1 million. And I'm not joking. So I was playing in Santa Monica for a team because some guy saw me playing and he was like, you should play for our team. So I was like, sure, where is it? Santa Monica, what day? I think it was Sunday, of course. I was like, all right, but I wasn't driving at the time. So I was like, I'm going to need a ride because I can't get to Santa Monica from Manhattan Beach and I'm not paying for a taxi to play football anymore. But I've never paid for a taxi to play football. I said, oh, we'll pick you up. We'll make sure we pick you up. It's only about 25 minutes away. I was like, all right. I played this game. I scored a hat-trick on my first game. And the team after was Hollywood All-Stars that were playing the game after. Vinny was there and the Hollywood players, and they came up to me. Who are you? Where have you come from? Fuck this team. Fuck these losers. That's what they were like. Fuck these losers. Come play for us. Come play for Hollywood. I was like, what? I've just played. I can't just leave after one game. They're like, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. And they're like, I'm going to introduce you to Vinny. I was like, Vinny? Like, yeah, Vinnie Jones. I was like, what? Yeah. Said, come with me. So they took me to Vinny. And again, he was like, I think he said to me, he was like, who the fuck's this? Who the fuck's this? I was like, all right, mate. Nice to meet you. I'm Adam. And then they were all like, this guy's class. This guy's amazing. Get him signed up. He could play left midfield. Blah, blah, blah. We need a left midfield. They said, they're like, can you play left midfield? What's your name again? I'm like, Adam. People call me Edders. He's like, yeah, can you play left midfield? I said, yeah, I can play anywhere. And then he was like, all right, son, next week, this time, make sure you're fucking here. I'll give you a start, see if you can deliver. And I think I scored after the 5 minutes on my debut for Hollywood, and that was it. So I was there for like 2 years with Hollywood. It was amazing. There was a couple of assholes on the team, American guys, that they were annoying. They thought they were really special. Our goalkeeper, get this, our goalkeeper for Hollywood, it was called Aaron. I won't say his full name. He was the kicker for UCLA. And UCLA, like UCLA, USC, these players would play in front of 70, 80,000 people. He was their kicker. And then he became our goalkeeper. He could ping a ball further than anyone I've ever seen in my entire life. He was an absolute beast. And one time in practice, he started on me. But he didn't go to hit me, but I was through on goal against him and I dinked it. If you don't know what a dink is, like he came towards me, I got my foot under the ball and I like scooped it over his head. And he ran towards me like, don't you ever disrespect me like that again. Like, what do you mean, mate? I took a shot. Like, what were you talking about? And he was massive. He was huge. So I only have positive stories of Vinnie. Is he a Mason? Yeah. Does that make him evil? I don't like the word evil. I'm sure he's done a lot of sick shit to get what he's achieved. Doesn't make him a knobhead. I liked him. However intense he was, however angry he would get, he also had a calm side. He was generous. He'd buy everybody lunch. He would buy everybody their drinks. There was a pub in downtown Santa Monica called the King's Head. We would go there and hang out. It's like he owned the pub. And what a story, eh? Me, a normal guy. I played with Mark Wright. Somebody were talking about Made in Chelsea or whatever it is, or Made in Essex. He starred in that. The main star played with him. He was a good player. He was a nice guy. But again, I'm sure he's a Mason. But I don't think I'm talking about Masons and I have 33 likes. Come on. So yeah, sorry, I've talked about Vinnie a long time, but if you're from England, you know Vinnie's like a really popular guy. I think he was in Big Brother as well, wasn't he, Vinnie? Are you Jason Statham playing the role to expose the elite undercover? Yes, you got me. I'm Jason Statham. That's why I've got an LA hat on. I'm Jason Statham. Yep, you got me. What else is there? What happened to Vinnie Jones? His wife recently died, didn't she? I think she died of cancer, and then he's been out of the public eye ever since then. He got accused, though, of having an affair when he was filming in Russia, which is interesting with the war going on. But yeah, he's got so much money. He's probably still acting, but not in like blockbuster movies. And he's got investments in multiple things, so he probably doesn't have to work again. But maybe he does to maintain that house. But if he owns the house in Hollywood Hills, then he's fine, isn't he? If you own a house, you're pretty good. Nothing big happens in this world without the Jesuit stamp of approval. I agree. But there's people who say that the Jesuits are being controlled by Satan, by demons, or aliens even, people are saying. Are you noticing more commercials now on YouTube talking about aliens? Talking about aliens and these different beings. I keep watching commercials with them. I'm like, what they're trying to tell us here. But I also told you they're going to push an alien invasion this year. I said a world war, an alien invasion. I said the Queen would die. I said all of this about a year and a half ago would be in 2022. So we have the war. I said an economic crash, that's going to come. The Queen's going to die. I'm pretty certain of that. And we'll see about the alien invasion. That might be in a few years, but I think it might even be this year. Jimmy Mack had his awakening since 9/11. I remember coming home from school. I was at a school called Wycliffe. I have amazing memories of Wycliffe. And I watched it, and my mum was on the couch, and she was like, I don't think she was crying, but she couldn't believe it. And I watched it. I said, Mum, is this a film? Is this like a movie? Like, no, Adam, sit down. I'm going to have to tell you what happened. What is it? The Taliban have just done this. I was like, It didn't look real. It didn't feel real back then. I didn't have an awakening. I had the average mindset of the average person of, well, I'm not in America or New York, so it didn't directly affect me. So who gives a shit? Seems to be the average human outlook on life. If it doesn't directly affect me, whatever. Oh, there's a war in Ukraine, Russia. All right, it doesn't affect me. Well, in reality, it does. All these wars and all these major rituals affect every one of us. Think about the surveillance since 9/11, more cameras, the airport surveillance. All of that was by intention to bring in Big Brother. Magic are also on 560 losses at home, 56 dating emoji pure, coronavirus 56. So listen, Bambi really likes Orlando Magic. It's funny, it's got the term magic, which gets you 33. She likes them. If you like to gamble, look into it. I'm not saying Magic are going to win. I'm just saying she's put great numbers together. I hope she wins. And if she doesn't make her a bad decoder, because the fact she identified those numbers tells me that she's got a gift with numbers. So good luck to you. I really hope the Magic win. It's just, I would say it's like 2 out of 10 where a really shitty team win with a good code. It's like 20%. So just, I say the spread may be the smarter move there. But your call, Bambi. I know you don't bet a lot of money, which is good. I think if you do gamble, guys, just, I say bet enough to like win you some lunch or a few beers or pay for your Netflix, whatever it is that you like to do in your spare time, rather than trying to buy a new car or pay your rent and all of that, because you're going to lose that way. You will lose. Aliens are lie. That's why it has lie within the word alien. Yeah, aliens are a joke, in my opinion. I think there are different beings, though, that are walking this realm. And it could be AI. It could be angels and demons. Aliens, the way they portray them, like E.T., I disagree. But David Rothschild's means the red shield. If what is red, then the shield is... Oh, my God, yeah. The Rothschilds. It's funny how the last 5 letters says child as well. Child. It's a joke. They won't let a good fake crisis go to waste. I know, but they can always create another one. As long as we play on with their bullshit, it will continue. I say this all the time. Sorry to sound redundant, but if you're getting bullied, you knock the bully out. You knock him out or her out, or they'll keep bullying you. And we've been bullied our whole lives without realizing it. We've been put under mind control without realizing it. We've been abused spiritually, financially, emotionally, without realizing it, most people. And enough's enough now. The only one universal law is to do no harm, in my opinion. And everything else is fair game, as long as you're not doing deliberate harm to somebody else. This beast system is all about doing harm to make yourself ascend and rise in this beast system. If you're at the top of a beast system, what does it say about you, eh? What does it say about you if you're at the top of a beast system? Some of the nicest people I know are at the bottom of this beast system. They're at the bottom. We're talking financially. They're the nicest people, the most grounded people, because they've not excelled. They've not excelled in a beast system. So God bless those people who people look down upon from the ivory towers and the Mercedes Benz, all that shit. I had all that. I didn't have an ivory tower. I had all the other shit. Don't mean anything. It really doesn't. Maybe it means something, but it's not as significant as people think. The end game is out in the open. I know. They told us in Avengers. They even called it the end game. It is. Who wins? Who wins, them or us? That's what it is at this point. If they win, our life's going to be a living hell. It will be. That's the reality. It'll be a living hell if they win. If we win, their life will be a living hell, and our lives will be incredible. Better decide how much you care about this, because it's years away or less, in my opinion. And my soul and spirit talks to me, and I'm right so often about these type of things. Okay? We have to be our own heroes in this movie. There's no one coming to save us. Jesus is not coming to save us. Okay? In my opinion. Jesus is in all of us. And he's been hidden from us because we live in a satanic world. We live in a satanic system. Atheists everywhere you look now who have no faith and no belief in God or Jesus or anything like that. Almost everyone I know is an atheist. Don't believe in anybody. The only thing they believe in is the government and the mainstream. That's all by design. All number figures the news give us are a lie. Absolutely, I've been saying that for so long. 33% of Ukrainians, da-da-da-da-da. Like, sure. 66.6% of Kenyans don't get access to clean water. It's like, you're just throwing these numbers out. The stats with coronavirus were blatant lies, all by the numbers when you learn the date numerology and the date durations. I still can't believe Francis's birthday was 2 months and 22 days ago, 222, and Wuhan coronavirus gets you 222, and order out of chaos. I can't get over how it's all synced. But then again, we are using Pope Gregory's Gregorian calendar. The Catholic Church came up with this calendar. So they've mastered it. They know how it works for their calendar to sync up, for these rituals to be fulfilled. Why would you make it 52 weeks? Why? Why 12 months? Why 4 weeks and a month? Why did they do that? They know. They know how big these numbers are and how magical these numbers are. And when you sync up numbers at a certain time, it actually fulfills the ritual. But I believe if we start seeing this and connecting the numbers and connecting the bullshit, the magic stops working. And I don't know how many times I have to say, if you go watch a magician and you know how he's doing the trick, it's game over for the magician. It's done. It's over. You're not going to be sat there, oh, whoa, wow, what's he doing? How's he doing that? You'll be like, I know how you're doing that, and it's bullshit. Now piss off the stage, okay? Piss off these shitty magic tricks. That's how I see this shit now. Like, I'm not like, oh, wow. I'm like, okay, here we go again, more bullshit. More bullshit. That's why I believe in Jesus. Well, that's what somebody said. Again, I don't think Jesus is the guy with the beard and the long hair who looks like a transgender, in my opinion. Looks like a woman with a beard. I disagree with that. I think he's within us. That's why Jesus said, Christ is within me. Jesus said, Christ is within me. What do you think he meant by that? Christ is consciousness. And if you look into Christ consciousness, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you spend a few minutes of your day to just do a bit of research and then share that with other people. Jesus never existed. They have a name of a no name, but there was a man who did say greater than the character Jesus. Yeah. A lot of the stuff in the Bible is metaphor, but there's so much wisdom in it. And it's up to you what conclusion you come up with. It's like all the holy books. They're all pretty much the same, aren't they? Reincarnation, they all worship a god. Certain things, if you do them, you get punished. What's this say? Oh, yeah, whether it's demon spirits or whatever, it's just not them. And yeah, exactly. It's not just the Jesuits, the Masons that come up with these plans. There's a higher being, a higher energy that's dictating this world right now. And it could be AI. It could be. Don't know how that works. But if this world is run by numbers, then why can't the god of this particular realm be artificial intelligence, which is all run by numbers? I'll do about 10 more minutes, guys. I really appreciate you listening to me. So I'm gonna try have an hour for myself before I meet my friend. Just an hour to just. I'm always doing some. I'm coaching. I'm teaching. I'm live streaming. I'm coding. I'm writing my book. I'm exercising. I never just lay there and just. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I never lay there and just reflect and go, oh, take deep breaths, because I'm always doing something, which is not a bad thing. I'd rather be busy than bored, but I'm going to have an hour after this. I'm going to move my phone, not look at my computer. I've posted all my stuff on Patreon and just have a moment to myself. Yeah, Vinnie Jones is not a knobhead, and he's been in good movies. He's a funny guy, man. He's one of the funniest guys I've ever met. And he had a pure heart. At least he was generous. But he told you, if you weren't doing what you were supposed to do, he told you, and that's me now. If you're not doing what I think you should be doing, I'll tell you. And I'm not just going to be nice to you, but I'll do it in a constructive way. I'm not going to belittle you. But I'll say, listen, you need to be doing this, okay? When you strike the ball, you need to be doing this. And if you keep repeating that same action, you're going to keep failing, all right? So look at what I'm doing here. Look at the way I strike the ball, where I plant my foot, I'm my back straight. Try it again. Keep doing it. Go. I call them out. Oh, good job. That's better. I say, no, this is what you need to do. You want to go next level? This is what you got to do. All right, let's go. And then I say great job when they get it right, when they deserve the compliment, not just complimenting for the sake of complimenting, like most people do in this world now. Oh, that was amazing. Well, was it? Was it amazing? Or was it average? Was it amazing? No. Elton John's Elizabeth. I think David Furnish could be Princess Diana, Elton John's husband. Elton John is Elizabeth. I don't know. Kobe Bryant death was 738 days before 2/2/2022, and Kobe Bryant equals 738 Jewish. Great stuff, Bambi. Yeah, again, what is it with that guy? And is he a real person, Kobe? I do need time for myself, Space Cowboy. Space Cowboy. Don't you hate country music, guys? No offense, I know a lot of Americans like it. But it's like, what is it? And I'm driving in my Ford truck, and my lady just left me. So I'm gonna drink some Tennessee whiskey. It's like, shut up, it's the same shit. The same story with country music. And it's like the same shit with the mainstream. Propaganda, fear-mongering, bullshit. Country music, awful. I don't care if your baby left you and you're drinking whiskey in the country. Piss off. I don't care. Same shit. Same shit all the time. And I feel like music now, it's at a point where everything's been done. It's all been done. Music. That's why the music's so dog shit now. It's just absolutely ass music right now. Music I listen to now, I know he's a Mason. Yes, I know he's a Mason. Hans Zimmer. Basically, I listen to his song, Time, practically every day from Inception, the movie with DiCaprio. Wait a second. Look, I've got my, oh shit, I've got my keyboard. I would say when it comes to being on the keyboard, I'm like a 3 out of 10 at playing the keyboard. But I'm trying to learn this Inception song. I started trying it 2 days ago. This keyboard's on my lap, so I don't even know if you're going to be hear it. You can hear it. There we go. So I'm learning that. I think it's beautiful. The music without lyrics. So I listen to Hans Zimmer. I don't listen to all the other bullshit. And I was thinking about boy bands. And I think the whole boy bands that came about in the 90s, that was all to just, I don't know, make men more feminine, wasn't it? The Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Blue, who else were the boy bands? New Kids on the Block. It was all about, I don't know, demasculating males. Westlife, do you remember Westlife? Boyzone, obviously Boyzone had to have somebody who was gay, Stephen Gately. Take That, I don't think they had anyone who was gay, did they? NSYNC had a gay guy. Forgot what his name was. They had a gay guy. Backstreet Boys, probably all gay, all of them, to be honest. So, yeah. I want it that way. Tell me why. Come on. So, like, oh my goodness, man. Hey, Adam, took a break from YouTube, but I'm back for the moment, baby. Well, good job taking a break. It's sometimes good to take a break. Take a break, take a Kit Kat. 4 fingers, baby. Welcome back, mate. Read about Bon Ben Stone. Okay. Bon Ben Stone. Sacred stone in the temple of Ra. Wow. They worship Ra, the Egyptian sun god. The top stone of the pyramid. Oh my God. The Benben stone. Say, cheers. Who left this comment? Let me look. Kaiser. Cheers, mate. I'm going to do the gematria of this. Wow. 58. Like Freemasonry and Pope Francis. The Benben stone. What's Benben? Yeah, 42. Of course it is. Who was that? Are you talking about the song I was playing on the keyboard? That was Hans Zimmer, Time. It's a beautiful song. Howard from Take That is pansexual. Are you kidding me? So yeah, these boy bands, they had to have the token gay, didn't they? And again, what's the music right now? Just talking about alcohol and hoes and getting rich and diamond necklaces and diamond rings and diamond flip-flops, diamond teeth, diamonds in your dreadlocks. Like, who gives a shit about all of that in this materialistic world? This is not a materialistic world. This is a spiritual journey. It is. Accept that, guys. It is. You might occasionally buy yourself a jacket, a hat, or whatever, some sunglasses, whatever. You don't have to be obsessed with materialism to do that. But when you live in to keep up with Kardashians, the witches, keep up with the Joneses, I don't know why they use Jones. Maybe it's the most popular surname in the US or England. I don't know. Diamonds on the soles of your shoes, yeah? Or blood in the case of Lil Nas X. Blood. Life or death, but choose life. Yes, I think that's from Trainspotting. There's something in Trainspotting about choosing life. Guys, there's too many people in the world that don't live. They are just existing. They're not living. They're existing or they're surviving. I want to live. I want to live. I'm going to live every single day that I can whilst I'm here and enjoy it and inspire. It's my goal every single day to do those things. Enjoy and inspire. Keep it simple, baby. Enjoy and inspire. Cheers to that. I'm almost done with my harmonica. Adam, listen to Bob Elements. I'm telling you, it's the most truthful album out. Bob Elements. Okay. Who sings that? Do you remember B.O.B.? Did B.O.B. have a song with Bruno Mars? What was it? Beautiful girls all over the world. Bruno Mars is an invert. He's about this tall. Bruno Mars. Because Uptown Funk's going to give it to you. Uptown Funk's going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you, Bruno Mars, if you come up to me and do those bullshit dance moves with your stupid voice. I'll give it to you. Not a fan of Bruno Mars. What was his first song? Just the way you are. Shut up, Bruno. Mars as well. What is it with these top musicians? Last names, planets. Mars. Bruno Mars. Freddie Mercury. I wonder who gave them those names. Maybe the Jesuits who were obsessed with astrology? Quite possibly. My goodness me. Bruno Mars is Michael Jackson. That's what Conscious X says. I don't know about that. It definitely sings like him and moves like him. I'm not sure it's him. They might be related. Consciousness might have been transferred over to him. So they had a new star to distract the masses. Bruno Mars has been around a good 10, 15 years at this point. Guy's just a little bitch. Why do I feel like I met you, Adam? You may have met me. I've traveled the world. Maybe you've met me. Maybe we've met in a past life. Maybe. I don't know why you feel like you've met me. Let's get my lamp back on. Shit. When I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change. Wait a second. There we go. Right. Maybe 5 more minutes, all right? Robin Thicke, another odd board. Yeah, because he's a woman, Robin Thicke. He had the song with Pharrell. And then they got sued by, was it Stevie Wonder for stealing his beat? Like, what a joke. What was it? Blurred Lines or something? Blurred Lines. I know you want it. I know you want it. Again, somebody, what about Pharrell Williams, right? I used to like Pharrell, and I liked his band. He had that Rockstar song. Do you remember the Rockstar song? You can't be me, I'm a rock star. I'm hanging at the top of a cupcake, whatever. It's almost over now. And he had the She Wants to Move or something. She wants to move, but you're hogging her. So he had some really good songs. It's like Pharrell Williams is, let me check his age, because this guy hasn't fucking aged. He hasn't aged. Pharrell Williams, he's 48. Of course, he was born in 73. He's 48, Pharrell, and he hasn't aged. Is he wearing a mask? Is he immortal? Why does Pharrell look the same for 40 years? Since he was 8, I don't think he's changed his appearance. To be honest with you, if you don't know who Pharrell Williams is, look at him and tell me that guy's 48. I did watch a video where somebody said he's wearing a mask, that's why he doesn't age. People say a lot of these celebrities don't age because they're drinking adrenochrome, they're drinking kids' blood, or maybe they just wear a mask. You don't fucking age where you're wearing a mask, do you? Give me a Hollywood mask, Halloween mask. I ain't aging. I don't think a mask ages, does it? Don't get wrinkles. So many people in this. It's CGI as well, which you need to look into. CGI, masks, bodysuits, all of this shit. There's definitely certain people playing multiple roles on the world stage. And Shakespeare mentions that. He mentions that. I can't remember the exact quote, but he mentions that people will live here and play multiple. And you will play a role, and some people will play more roles than others or something. It says that. They tell you the truth. Matt Bolan, T-Rex, a rock star in early 70s, died in a car crash in 77. Yeah, Brady was born. They don't have these because of adrenochrome. Look up Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, okay? Yeah, I think if it's all going around on the internet that they're drinking blood, it's not actually happening. There's something deeper than that. The things that they promote on the internet, they like to create conspiracies. I've learned that now. The Q movement and stuff, they realized that people were getting onto them, so they created their own conspiracies. So there's so many conspiracies now that you don't know what's true, and that was all intentional. So things like the Q movement, Q, the 17th letter of the alphabet, Freemasonry founded in 1717, it's all intentional. Create more information. They want to overload you. Like when you overload a computer, it explodes. That's what they do. They overload you with information, especially right now. Right now, they're overloading you with rituals, with negative energy. That's what they're doing. It's all about Euro royals playing roles on the world stage. I've read people talk about that. I'm not too sure. Could be the case. This 13 Illuminati bloodlines. Royal. I mentioned how 3, the company, was founded in Reading, England. They have the 56 prime Gematria. And Reading, the football team's called the Royals, which is interesting. So there's something with Reading that's important. Reading, like, spelt like reading, isn't it? But pronounced differently. Father of mankind is a brown man. According to the Bible, yeah. He's got white woolen hair, dark skin, yeah. If the Bible's real, Jesus was not a white man, put it that way. Amnesiac, the album by Radiohead, is all about pre-birth memories, incarnation. Yeah, I love Radiohead. I might actually listen to them while I'm relaxing after this. Does anyone know any 1767 significance? When I look for a number like that, Bambi, I will say what happened in whatever that year is. Okay. The Townshend Acts were a series of measures passed by the British Parliament in 1767 that taxed goods imported to American colonies. So that seems to be the big thing that happened in 1767. Let me see if there was anything else that might be significant for you. Wow. In 1767, 227, which is the 49th prime, and Prince Philip died on 49, King Carlos III of Spain issues a decree expelling the Jesuits from the dominions of the Spanish Empire worldwide. Wow. Guys, so many countries expelled the Jesuits. So many. They knew how sick they were. And now the Jesuits are operating in 112 nations. So if that's correct, that means 83 nations they're not operating in. But if they create the New World Order, they'll be operating in every single nation. Baby! I don't know if that helped you with your code, but I tried. Reading Royals is an ice hockey team. Ice hockey is not that popular in England, though, is it? It's popular in Canada and the US and Russia. It's not popular in England. I bet England's national hockey team, like on ice, is horrific. I think field hockey, it'll be decent. I actually like field hockey, it's fun. Although one time at school, some guy smashed me in the shin with a wooden hockey stick, right on my bone, man. I was raging, swinging his stick. He had no athletic ability. Smashed me in that bone in the center of your leg, whatever it's called. My goodness, that was painful. That was horrific. And I remember once I went to cricket training, and we're bowling with corkies, which is the red ball, like leather ball. And I didn't have one of those boxes to cover my bollocks. Like literally, I think it was the second ball. Guy's gone at me like 100 miles per hour, something ridiculous. It's bounced up and smashed me in the bollocks. I was out for the count. I was done with cricket after that. Cricket, I've had my bollocks smashed and I've had a teeth taken out, both with corkies. So cricket, piss off. In piss off cricket. Highest scoring cricket, 6. Of course it is. Shin, yeah. Shin. Smash me in the shin with a hockey stick. Like full blown, like bang. It's like that's not how you play hockey, you prick. Can't remember who did it. I'm surprised I didn't knock him out. Hockey is playing soccer with sticks. Yeah, very similar. Do you know basketball was originally played with a soccer ball? Did you know that? It's pretty interesting. They used a soccer ball. And the game was originally supposed to be called Naismith game because James Naismith came up with the concept of it. And he supposedly said, "We have a ball and a basket. Why don't we call it basketball?" Well, with that logic, why didn't you call it ball basket? Like, obviously, this James Naismith was a Mason. No doubt in my mind. All right, 2 more minutes, guys. I know that you enjoy my lives. You might want me to go longer, but it's almost been 2 hours, and I worked my ass off all week. I just need a bit of Adam time. Not illusion, Adam. I don't want to lose Adam. I like Adam. Sometimes losing being the illusion. You can't script powerlifting and strongman, so how is Eddie Hall a Mason? It depends if these Masons are aware of how these rituals work. You can be strong. You can be strong and still be a Mason and get to the top. You can have him from a young age trained to be a powerlifter. Like, okay, he's got the body for it. We'll train him to be it. We'll take him to the top. We'll make sure all the other Masons don't lift as much as he can. I get your point, though. But I do also think magic is involved in all of these sports. I've said that. Vinicius Jr. is worth 222 million euros, just like Neymar signed for PSG for 222, didn't he? And now, rumor has it Neymar wants to leave. Who gives a shit if that little invert leaves? Who cares? Why do you care? Why do people care if Neymar leaves? Neymar might go here. Did you hear that Neymar's linked with it? Who cares? It's all rigged. It's all a show. It's all a big joke. I don't give a shit when people send me that. Did you hear that thing he's signing this player? No. And oh yes, and I really don't give a shit at all. Not 1% of my body cares that player is just going to sign for this team. It's a ritual. What do you want me to decode? Why he signed? Here you go. 5 minutes, done. World Cup 22 is this year. Yeah, I think it's the last ever World Cup. Let's see if I'm wrong about that. But we're not going to know, are we? Till 2026. Unless there's a new virus and then it becomes the 2027 and 227, the 49th prime. They've changed all the dates of these major tournaments, haven't they, because of COVID? That's why Euro 2020 was in 2021, all by the numbers. They changed that because the people who run the show control all professional sports. Still, people won't accept that, which is kind of laughable at this point if you've been watching my videos. Weight plates can be altered. Yeah, weight plates can be altered. Absolutely. Entertainment, we're letting them... Guys, if we stop giving a shit about entertainment, you will find so many more amazing things to do in this world. You'll entertain yourself rather than needing other people you don't know or have never met to entertain you. You'll play sports rather than watch somebody play them. Okay? It's distraction. It's a weapon of mass distraction, is entertainment. Mainstream entertainment. We all need to be entertained. We can't go through life just being super serious and super academic and questioning everything. And no, you need to be entertained. You need to be a child sometimes. Sometimes you need to laugh. Sometimes you do need to escape your reality. That's what people say with movies. But just know everything that you watch, everything you witness within your life is programming you. Everything. So you guys are watching me now. I am in essence programming you and you're not even aware of it. Hopefully it's helping you to reprogram, but I'm programming you. Everything that you consume is programming you. So you've got to figure out what you want to consume to dictate how you're going to be programmed. So I reprogrammed myself by not watching the mainstream. I don't watch professional sports anymore. I don't talk to anybody about those things like, oh, FPL, Fantasy Premier League. Oh, did you see that Kim Kardashian's getting divorced? I don't get involved in any of that. I don't get wrapped up in the war because I know it's all by the numbers. So I've just found a new outlook on life. I found that. Nobody gave me it. But prior to that, I was programmed by society. I was programmed by society. And I wanted to succeed in society. But again, define the word success. It's different to everybody else. Everyone has a different definition of the word success, of happiness, of sadness, whatever it may be. We all have different definitions of what's successful in this world, don't we? Yeah, Putin, he cured COVID, didn't he? It's disappeared now. It's not on the news anymore. So nobody's talking about it. So it doesn't exist. What did I tell you at the beginning of the stream? If you don't talk about something and you don't believe in something, you don't get consumed by something, it doesn't exist anymore. If everybody's talking about COVID, there's signs everywhere. It's all over the mainstream. All the celebrities are talking about it. You can't get away from it. The radio's talking about it. Your family's talking about it. It becomes real. We manifest it. It becomes a reality. And I think that somehow programs us and people can actually get sick. You can convince yourself, can't you? Why do you think people take their own lives? Commit suicide? They've managed to convince themselves that their life's not worth living anymore. And why is that? The way they've been programmed. I'm not successful in the society. I can't get a girlfriend. I can't get a job. I'm struggling for money. I'm a loser. I don't deserve to be here. I don't belong here. Who sung that song? Who was that? I forgot who sang that. Was that Radiohead? That's the Creep song, isn't it? I'm a Creep. I'm a creep, I'm a weirdo, what the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Those type of songs is what promotes like teenagers to kill themselves. I don't belong here. I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. I don't belong here. I want to go. Like, it's so amazing what they do through lyrics to program you. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. It's like, okay, I'll take my own life. It's sickening. Yeah, Creep Radiohead, but it's a good song, isn't it? It's hard not to listen to that song. It's hard not to listen to that song, but I told you most of the music I listen to now is doesn't have lyrics. I like the song. Who sings that? No, it's not a song. It's on piano. Yeruma, River Flows in You. Just River Flows in You. That's beautiful. It's called River Flows on You. It's a beautiful song. Check it out. And it has no lyrics. A lot of people said Eminem saved their life because of the emotion. I know. Again, it shows you the power of music, though. It shows you the power of music. Eminem's music was powerful, wasn't it? But he's also discussed a new world order in his song. That 8 Mile song, Lose Yourself. As we move toward a new world order, a normal life is boring. He talks about that. We're moving toward a new world order. We are, unfortunately, at this point. I have Nazi propaganda tool, repeat a lie so much it becomes a truth. That's one of Hitler's quotes. He did say that. Well, that's what they tell us. YouTube is addictive. Yes, it really is. A lot of things in life are addictive. TikTok, I don't have TikTok. Everyone's saying, set up TikTok. You'll have like 10,000 subs with the stuff you talk about. I'm not doing TikTok. I won't do it. Too many other things to be doing. Eminem was one of blokes on Epstein's plane. That's what that black book said, yeah. They've probably all been there at the highest level, to be honest. I used to drink my problems away. Life's way better sober. Again, when you're drinking, you're putting spirits within your body. That's going to have a negative effect. The short-term impact might be nice, and you escape reality, and maybe you have a little bit of fun. But it will always catch up on you, alcohol, if you abuse it. If you abuse anything, it catches up on you. Anything. Balance is the key. Balance is the key. Ask any gymnast. See how Adam's pupils fill up the white? I don't really sleep, do I? Maybe there's all sorts of shit going on with my eyes. I've never noticed that. I don't really stare at my eyes. I know my eyes are browny green. I kind of like the color of them. TikTok is Chinese spy up. Yeah, TikTok as well is all about TikTok. Time's running out. That's what the TikTok means. And Kesha had a song who's definitely an invert. Saying is TikTok on the clock, TikTok. Like, shut up, Kesha, you bloke. You big lanky bloke. The Script. There was a band called The Script. That's so funny. There was a band, they were pretty successful. They had a song called The Man Who Can't Be Moved or something. And still alive, but I'm barely breathing. Break even or something. Yeah, there's definitely a band called The Script, which is hilarious. Are we living through a script? Do you create your own script? My friend Devil's Playground said you should never try and change your script. I'm not sure I agree with that, but I get his point because he had a really solid argument to why. Makeup to disguise. I'm not wearing makeup to disguise the fact I'm Jason Statham. I'm pretty sure Jason Statham will live in Beverly Hills right now, like a 20-bedroom house or something. I ain't Jason Statham, mate. Would I want to be him? No. 3 years ago, yeah, I would love to have been him. Celebrity, great body, all the girls like him. Black belt in martial arts, whatever he is. Would I want to be Statham now and be soulless like he probably is? No. I'd never change for anybody. I'm happy with who I am. I don't need makeup for stuff. The only time I've ever worn makeup is for Halloween. Like when I dressed up as the Joker and stuff. It's the only time I've ever worn makeup. I've not even taken a shower this morning, baby. You think I've got time to be putting makeup on? Give me a break, son. But if you want to think I'm Jason Statham, go for it. It's your choice. Script and Coldplay are both very positive bands. Yeah, they are, but again, you can't be at Coldplay's level and the Script. Well, maybe not so much the Script. They had short-term success. Coldplay have been arguably one of the most successful bands over the last 20 years. Satanists. Check out the performance at the Super Bowl and really break it down. It was all about Saturn's Cube as well, their performance at the Super Bowl and going down the black hole. Check it out. Watch it. Don't just listen to the music. Chris Martin's great, an amazing pianist, and penis is a prick, isn't he? He's good on the piano, decent voice. I've seen Coldplay live in Bolton. They were phenomenal. One of the best concerts I've ever been to. I love their music. I can play a lot of their songs on the keyboard to an okay level. I'm not saying that these people don't create beautiful art. Like I said, Hans Zimmer is a mason, no doubt. He's done some of the greatest songs ever in Hollywood blockbusters. Don't mean I'm not going to listen to his music because it soothes my soul and there's no lyrics. Dancing in the Rain, where she invited Satan into her. My God, is that a lyric? Bruce Springsteen's wife is definite MTF. They all are. All the top celebrities, husbands or wife, are male to female or female to male. It's so obvious when you actually start looking now and really just look. My friend Red Pill Monkey, he sent me all these images. I'll share on my Patreon maybe tomorrow of how you can identify a female and a male through the hip, through the way they walk. You don't look at just the pair of tits or the booty or the six-pack or the beard that they can get with testosterone. You don't look at any of that. So, where is it? This guy always shares really good stuff with me. He said he just wants the truth out and he thinks I'm the best person at revealing it. Talks about the Q angle, the male skeleton, and the femur. So it says, males kick their legs straight forward when they walk. This leaves a space between where the feet fall. That's like when you watch somebody march. And then the female, the footfall produces no gap between the feet. So go watch a woman walk. There's no gap between the feet. And with a guy, there's a space between where the feet fall. Little things like that. So next time you watch your beloved celebrities, watch the way they walk rather than looking at their face or their tits or their ass or their six-pack. Look at the way they walk. Look at their hips. Like Shakira said, the hips don't lie. Look at Donald Trump's hips. Bill Gates' hips. Piers Morgan's hips. Simon Cowell's hips. Beckham's hips. Girls love Beckham. Look at his hips. Wild shit. Wild shit. But again, if they are FTMs, whatever, that's just because of the Baphomet, the invert. They do everything in reverse. Whatever. So that, again, these people, they didn't have choice, did they, from birth? If it's from birth, they didn't have choice, this life that they're living to an extent. They get born into it, which is pretty tragic. Can't do shit. If that's from birth, that's what happens. If it happens like, if they decide to do it, supposedly like Bruce Jenner, who's now Caitlyn Jenner, and is man to woman, that type of stuff, that's clearly you've done that because you want to keep your fame and fortune and you've basically given your soul to Satan by doing that. He also sent me images of Keanu Reeves in a movie from 1984 where he's making out with a guy and he's wearing lipstick. It wasn't one of his most famous movies, and then what? He becomes Neo in The Matrix. And aren't the directors of The Matrix transgenders as well? I'm pretty sure they are, or one of them is. I need to look into those people. Hip to shoulder ratio. Yeah, there's the hip to shoulder, and there's the neck. The neck. Google Margaret Court. Look at her neck. Venus Williams' neck. All the WWE wrestlers. Like, look at Charlotte Flair's neck. It's outrageous. And hands give it away. Look at Ricky Gervais' little hands. Ricky Gervais with his little tiny hands. Look at his hands, man. It looks deformed. Is he funny? Is hilarious. Do I like a lot of his shows? Like Afterlife, yeah. Derek, The Office. He's a funny guy, but he's an invert and he's a Satanist. Don't mean he can't be a nice guy on TV, does it? Because they're playing roles. They're playing roles. They can pretend to be nice. Again, let me go back to wrestling. 1 year you can be like, look at Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, he's gone from being heel to face to heel to face. Now he's a heel. Like The Rock did it. Austin did it. Heel, face. That means good guy, bad guy. So they play multiple roles and multiple characters. There can be a character, then take a break for a year and come back, get a new contract to play another character. It's what's going on in this world on the grand stage. That's why they call WrestleMania the grandest stage of them all. WrestleMania, guys, wrestling basically is our reality. It's staged, it's predetermined, but there's an organic element. That is, we are living in a WWE reality. We are. That's why kids, teenagers, adults, and elderly people still love WWE. Bread and circus. Keep us distracted whilst they do whatever the fuck they want. Right, I better go, Anna. My phone's going off as well. Eminem quote, love is evil, spell it backwards, I'll show you. Yeah, again, the word evil, you don't pronounce it evil, you say evil. And then you do that in reverse, it's love. What is love? Is love evil? I don't believe so. But again, you got to learn about the English language. It's so backwards when you learn it. I've said back in the day, the word nice meant gullible and stupid, the word nice. So when somebody calls you nice, in essence, they're calling you gullible and stupid. That's why they say nice guys finish last. Or girls will say, you're a nice guy, but I don't really want to date you. You're a nice guy. Nice meant stupid and foolish back in the day, and it probably still does. They've just told us differently because they've changed the dictionary. All right. Samoan lineage, yeah, it's a joke. You've got Roman Reigns, the Usos, Roman Reigns' dad. You had Haku, got Rikishi. Like, you've got that bloodline. Dwayne Johnson's dad, The Rock's dad. Again, so they clearly have this Masonic bloodline. Maybe they're one of the Illuminati bloodlines, that Samoan one. Look what they've done with Dwayne Johnson. Biggest superstar in the world right now, isn't he? And he started off in wrestling, like his dad. Yeah, feminist boneheads always going for the feminists, like, again, they're just trapped. They're just stuck in the matrix. All the people marching around Mexico now, it's the same every year. It's the same every year. They accuse like all men of being dirtbags and evil and rapists and think we're better than them. We don't. The average guy doesn't think like that. The average guy doesn't think like that. Society has created it to an extent. But do you really think you're going to change society going on these little marches when the people running society are all men? And the most famous women of all time are pretty much were born men, especially in athletes, and actors. They were born men. So in essence, these top stars who you think are women inspiring you are actually men. How does that make you feel? That seems to be the reality. And it's disgusting. Women are beautiful. Women are sacred. Women are the ones that give birth, that bring life in. We help with that. But it shouldn't be a competition about who's better, men or women. It's just another thing to divide rather than connect. Feminism. Men suck. We deserve more. Like, they were the ones who decided that women couldn't vote. They decided that. And the reason they allowed women to vote was nothing to do with bullshit protests. It's because they wanted to tax both men and women. And then they wanted women to start working to get away from their kid. So the family life got destroyed. And that is why there's more divorces than ever. See the bigger picture. Women don't have these rights now because of bullshit protests. They have them because it benefited the elite. And they realized that X amount of decades ago. That's the simple fact. And now they're pushing feminism. If you could only just use your common sense, you would see that. Too many people use their emotions rather than the common sense. And then they get walked all over. They get pissed on. And that's the bottom line. Because the fucking illusion said so, baby. I'm going. I gotta go. I'm getting hot. I really appreciate all of you. Again, I always say stay positive, stay kind, learn something new, try something new, and don't get too down, guys. Because if you go around being negative and down and low and all of that, then you're messing with my frequency as well. So that's how it all works. So spread positivity even when you feel like shit. Okay, find a way to spread positivity, and it's going to help all of us, right? All right, much love. Yeah, stay smart. Love you all, even though I don't know really any of you. And I'll go live whenever I go live next. All right, take care. I'm going to go relax for an hour, baby. See you later. Much love. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.